this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man.
Angry Fan Movement is the movement to move with. URL TV for life. You already know what it is.
Yo, I'm back with the guest. We got Lush One on. Yo, Lush, what up, man?
Oh, shit. Angry Fan Movement.
Yo, we chilling, man. We chilling. All right, this gonna sound kind of crazy, but I'm gonna come right out. What's going on? I'm kind of late. I didn't see this interview that everyone's talking about. Can you kind of like shed some light on what's going on?
Well, you know, it's crazy because the interview wasn't really anything that was pre-planned. I was just going over to my homegirl's house, Melody, who's been involved with Grind Time since the beginning. She was, you know, one of the original creators of Grind Time, and is good friends with both me and Direct. So I was over there. D happened to be in town, and he was like, "You mind if we do an interview?" And he wound up basically just filming me for 3 hours straight, and I just chopped it up with I had my wife, I had my dog there, and was just chopping it up about a gang of different topics, and one of the topics, and so like the interviews in several different segments. One of the topics was about they're asking about King of the Dot and my relationship with King of the Dot, and I kind of brought it to the attention of the masses for the first time that although I'm still a part of King of the Dot as a family, I'm not a current active member of the staff roster. And I kind of, you know, me being the taking things the way I do, I kind of like framed it in the way where I was like, yo, I'm like Milton from Office Space because I got fired like a year and a half ago and no one let me know. So I was kind of like the way, which is true, but the context I framed it in was kind of like was a joke because that's just kind of how I get down. Because I don't like to take things too serious, but that's kind of what it all spawned from. And apparently, a lot of people are fuck with the interview heavy, and I've just been kind of. It wasn't like some negative expose. I think. What's up, Wing? By the way, how you doing, Miss Lady?
Hey.
But yeah, honestly, I think at the end of the day, it's kind of pointless for me to reiterate what I already said in that other interview. You know what I mean? I think people, if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to address them. Really,
all right. Well,
I think
go ahead.
The number one thing that I want to get across is that my mission in battle rap is not complete yet, and my mission in battle rap from day one has been not only the West getting its proper recognition, and you know, the elite artists from the West being viewed as equal to that of the other regions, which have been dominating the game since day one. But I want to make sure that just the division that is now existing in battle rap, this whole divide between the street style and the more jokey comedic style are now like it's becoming this weird two separate entities when I feel like we're all at our strongest when we're unified. Now, I'm not saying that the URL stage or the King of the Dot stage needs to be the same thing, but I do think that everybody needs to be a little bit more open-minded, and I want to push that agenda and continue to do that as I have from day one. And that's really my, you know, mission in this battle rap game, and it's not complete yet because I feel like it's a whole new generation, and I feel like I need to convince a whole new generation of people that the West as one nation, as one entity combined is a very, very powerful force to be reckoned with, and motherfuckers really need to come together and not let stylistic differences or physical appearance, etc., stop us from being a unified entity.
Okay. So your whole movement is primarily for the West Coast.
I mean, it's always been. I mean,
it's always been that. Yeah.
It's always been that. But at the same time, I'm the first dude to ever put artists from New York on a plane and bring them to Cali for battles. You know what I mean? I'm the first person to bring out Arsenal, to bring out T-Rex, to bring out Hollow, to bring out any of the artists from New York and even Averb in the Midwest, Marv in the Midwest, you know,
Calico
from the Midwest. Yeah, all of them dudes. their first time ever battling out of their region was because of me. So it's not just it's for the West. I'm just trying to bridge gaps. So I feel like my role in the battle culture has always been somewhat of a glue, has always been somewhat of a tastemaker. Like, and people respond to my energy, and they know that if Lush is wilding on some shit, it's probably hot. And I want to continue to push that line, regardless of what platform I'm affiliated with.
Okay. All right, well, Lush, I got to get down to the nitty-gritty. Why are you not on King of Dot? Now, I don't want the political answers. Like, what really happened? Was it money? Was it what?
Nah, I'm pretty forthright. I've been, like, if anything, I'm the one that says too much. And my, like, you know, if anything, I don't, you know, I'm not going to come on here and try to sugarcoat nothing. I think that really it was, you know, like as a friendship and as like a family, like King of the Dot is always, you know, those are my homeboys and they always will be. But I feel like we kind of, for a long while now, you know, ever since the whole Ether thing, we haven't really fully regained our footing and figured out where I fit into the whole business structure of King of the Dot, you know what I mean, which is still developing. And I feel like really, like, even though I as a host and as, you know, in a leadership role and as a face role, there's no complaints as far as that. But I think that it was difficult for them to want to keep fucking with me when they were garnering negativity. And I feel like, you know, a lot of it was my fault, and there are other things that I feel like I was scapegoated for which weren't my fault. And I think that was kind of the role that I played for King of the Dot for the past 18 months or so, you know. So, like, it was, you know, even longer, to be honest with you. Yeah, like, you know, I feel like I've always had to kind of, you know, at the end of the day, I'll say it like this. I don't think I'm meant to be working for anybody else. Like, I think that my style of doing things, you know, and my style of leading doesn't lend itself to being, I don't deal well with authority. I don't deal well with being told what to do or what lines to color within, even though King of the Dot created a perfect template for me to shine and help the West shine as well. I still feel like, you know, I'm my own boss, and I have to really push the line for myself and my own movement if I want my ideology to become the general consensus.
Okay, well, Lush, let me ask you this, because you said it was Ether, and I pretty much figured it had something to do with Ether. When you was really on your shit, when you was talking that shit, you thought Ether was going to blow up, do you think that you might have rubbed in the wrong way with all the extra shit you were talking?
I mean, I couldn't really necessarily answer that question. I think to a certain degree I think that definitely did play a factor, but I would say it was more of the fact that there were, due to like what became a huge disagreement between the powers that be at Film On and the powers that be at King of the Dot, and me kind of being caught in the middle of that. And I think that was really what was the catalyst to, you know, the beginning of the end. But I think that what caught me off guard was that, you know, one thing that I always did successfully, as recently as the Back to Basics card that was in October, was be a host and a face and, you know, and a glue for the West Coast. So you know, up until that point, like, it was like everything was cool, and I was surprised that I was asked by King of the Dot staff, by Avocado, you know, even though Organic had a different response, for me to not host, especially right after my homeboy died, and it was a really rough time, and everybody knew what we're all going through. Like, I'm literally on my way to pick up Caddy's son, that's my nephew, right now, literally on my way to do that as we speak, you know. And I was surprised in the wake of that, in the wake of me literally putting together, I know you remember I put together that original, not this past Massacre 2, but the original Massacre card, and bringing the Kai to the table, you know, who's, besides Drake, been the biggest investor KOTD has ever had, like, shit like that. Like, it surprised me that the way it went down and the timing of everything. And I think that, you know, I'm a very honest person. I'm an artist. So I'm an emotional person. And I reacted how I reacted. I tried to keep shit under wraps because I know that's the King of the Dot preferred method in these situations. But I had to just keep it a stack and be honest, you know what I mean? For not just the sake of me, but for all the sake of all the people that follow me, all the different artists that are looking to me as an outlet to get their battles and get their recognition and get their name more popping. You know, like I still serve that purpose. And when I see things like artists like you know, you could have the exact same bars at a URL West, AHAT, or a LA Battlegrounds event as you do at a King of the Dot West event and get completely different reactions based on, you know, stylistic preferences, and that shit like that scares the shit out of me. You know, I feel like we need to all push the different styles that we've created out here, or else it's just going to get so divided. It's almost like a weird fucking racial divide. That shit scares the shit out of me. That goes against everything that I've ever wanted for this game.
Damn, I just thought about you who bought the client for King of the Dot.
How many what?
I said I just thought about that. You the one who introduced Nakia to King of the Dot.
I did, bro. Absolutely. You know, Nakia introduced himself to King of the Dot first as a fan, but I was the one that he reached out to because he grew up in West LA. He's a Venice kid. I'm from West LA. He reached out to me first because he related to me and wanted to fuck with me, and I was the vehicle. I literally wrote the contract template. I wrote the proposal for Massacre. I booked all the artists for Massacre. You know, like that's how it all started. You know what I mean? Me and Nakia are still hella close.
That is, how does that feel?
To me, it feels like it's regular. Like, you know, because I'm used to dealing with high caliber investors and people that are, and you know, large sums of money. That's nothing new to me beyond battle rap. Battle rap is never anything I've really made money off of, made a profit off of. It's not anything that I've ever really wanted to use for myself as a platform. It just so happened to be something that I got a lot of recognition for. I know that's not the first major deal I'm gonna jug, and it's definitely not the last. And I already got a lot of people that want to continue to put money into me within the context of battle rap, and now however that's going to manifest itself remains to be seen. But I have a lot of options right now.
Okay, so you're not done with this. Go ahead, bro.
I wanted to add quickly, I don't want to derail this conversation, but you just said something. Would you say at this point right now battle rap is not really something that's profitable, which is why you had some major entities come in and did events and then you just kind of backed away and left for good?
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like it's definitely not a profitable endeavor. Barely any of these major events. Now, obviously, certain entities such as URL got it figured out, and they know how to cater to their audience and actually not lose their ass when they're throwing events. A lot of it's because they reach out to investors that aren't afraid, and sponsors that are willing to take a loss and willing to put that money up. Now, like, you know, that's hard to come by, but there's less than 5 people in the world that are eating solely off of battle rap. It hasn't found itself as a viable business yet by any means, and it's far from doing so. You know, most of the people that run these organizations are even themselves, even the bosses and the people that we discuss on these shows all the time are not taking whatsoever off of this shit.
Wow.
Man,
okay.
So
it's like the league owners are doing it for the love if the battlers aren't.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, the league owners who actually, you know, the league owners have put themselves in a position to get scrutinized and to get criticized, and it's a huge gamble if it's even going to be successful for them as far as fulfilling their goal and getting the props and respect they want on some hip-hop shit. Like, that's difficult enough to achieve. Fuck making money. Like, making money is a whole other thing, and it's really difficult to do within this context. And like, that's why you don't see big investors sticking around for too long. It's pretty much as long as they're not, until they run out of funds. That's why, you know, the Teddy Grizzles of the world, you know, throw a couple of events, wind up losing their ass and then tucking their tail.
That's what happened. So, similar to a question, do you honestly believe seeing the ups, seeing the downs? All right, you know what? I got a better question. Was that Cassidy battle a good investment in your opinion? Now that you look back on it, because you know all the behind the scenes shit.
I feel like it would have been a much better investment if it had been if the original plan that we had laid out to Alki for what we were going to do with that, and if all the funds had been allocated the way they were supposed to have been, and Alki didn't try to micromanage and take things into his own hands and put his own little weirdo stamp on shit, I absolutely think it would have been an incredible investment. You know, the fact of the matter is it didn't turn out like that, and the way it's ended, obviously it was the funds could have been allocated way better. So in that sense, no, it was not a good investment, but the way that we had it outlined, it would have been an incredible investment. And Alki still could have had himself in a good position and looked at in a high regard within the community of battle rap, but he chose for whatever reason not.
The reason why I'm asking is because I'm thinking about the Cassidy battle, you know, that didn't go as planned, like you just said. Then I'm thinking about the Candidates battle, that didn't go as planned, and then I'm looking at the Virgil Star and Keith Murray, and that didn't go as planned. So I'm thinking about it like this. Even the Joe Budden battle didn't really go as expected to. We're reaching out to these mainstream artists, you know what I mean, hip-hop artists, and hope that they bring new fans so that it can be a lucrative business. Is that the behind-the-scenes plans overall?
I think that, you know what, I think that's definitely a good point. But really, like, even though those moments didn't go as planned, and battle rap culture has yet to capture a truly classic performance from a mainstream artist, I do feel like these are all moments that brought so much attention from outside the world of battle rap to the world of battle rap that they were essential for the growth, and we wouldn't even be here where we were if it weren't for these moments. Even though they were mishaps in a lot of ways, even though they didn't go as planned, it's still we wouldn't see the overall growth, and I think people need to take that more into account when discussing battle rap.
That's a good point.
So I think that's something that people really overlook. Like, even though things don't necessarily go as planned, it doesn't mean that they're a bad look. You know what I mean? It's just pieces in the puzzle, and I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't go through what I went throughout that experience, and I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, and battle rap wouldn't be where it's at if I hadn't gone through that. People have watched me and used my success and my failures and my trial and errors to catapult themselves and to be in a good position themselves. To me, like I totally, you know, like, I'm down to be that guinea pig because I know I'm an innovative person, and I know whatever I touch is going to be unique. Like, you know, sometimes it's going to be successful, sometimes it's going to be a failure. But what it's always going to do is be a dynamic, interesting moment, and I know that I'm full of that and will continue to be for the duration of my career and beyond.
Oh, okay. I mean, that is kind of cool.
That's why I don't feel no type of way when you're like, damn, does it make you feel some type of way that you brought Nakai to the table and he's still fucking with? No, it doesn't, because to me, like, that's what I do, and I will always continue to create magic. I will always create moments that are some of the most memorable, for better or worse, in battle rap history. You know, I don't want people to know me for the negativity, know me for the controversy, and know me for the scandals. But as long as they're paying attention to battle rap and, like, them seeing this leads them to investigate the artist further and focus on what I've always said is the most important thing at the end of the day, the bars. As long as we got that cracking off, then we'll be straight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Then my mission is complete. Yes.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, Lush, I wanted to, I couldn't hear you. Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, I get that, and in terms of the way I look at it is, yeah, you've brought a lot of contributions, so of course you shouldn't feel bad about that at all. But like you said, as far as innovating and what's the plans from here on in terms of battle rap or beyond?
Well, that's a very good question. number one, first and foremost, I want to make sure that the legacy and memory of my brother Cadillac Ron is forever cemented and and continues to get lit. I want to make sure the legacy and memory of PH, of Young B, of those that are no longer with us. I want to make sure that all of that continues to stay lit. I want to make sure that you ain't gotta worry about me, because I got a lot of shit going on outside of battle rap, as I always have. I'm actually in the best position I've ever been in overall in life, But as far as within the context of battle rap, one thing I will say is you could definitely expect to see more work with me and Rap Grid and me and D-Rex, because you gotta salute D-Rex for what he's contributed to battle rap. He's the originator of Grind Time. If it wasn't for him, none of us we probably wouldn't even be on the phone right now to keep it a stack. You know what I mean? D-Rex is the first one, and me working with him is full circle. You know what I mean? So
Lush, so you're officially Rap Grid now?
I mean, I'm not gonna say all that, but you would definitely see more work being done between me and D-Rex and Rap Grid. That's a for show thing. That's gonna happen. The capacity in which that's going down, I can't really get too much into at the current time, but let's just say we're talking. And I also will say that I wouldn't be surprised to see me back working with King of the Dot again at some point. It's just a matter of right now. I'm not a current member of the staff roster, but that's not to say that things that will change. The Fresh Coast is anyone that battle raps in Cali, no matter what platform. You're Fresh Coast, period. Whether you want to be or not, that's just a fact. And it ain't Fresh Coast if I'm not involved, if Avocado's not involved. So it's like when all these components come back into place, there's limitless options and possibilities.
Well, hey, Lush One, didn't you play a part in this whole bunker and this whole bunker situation?
Well, I mean, yeah, the whole reason that the bunker was discovered was because it was used as a venue for the memorial of Cadillac Ron, which Dirtbag Dan, myself, and Cadillac's brother, Chris, organized together. That actually, the bunker used to be a warehouse where my homeboy's clothing line was created and manufactured at. So, it's a spot that I've been to a grip of times. It was used for Caddy's thing. Avocado was there. He came up to me and was like, yo, this spot would be dope as fuck to do battles at. We should do battles together here. We should do some shit here. When he said we, I assumed that he was saying him and I, or, King of the Dot and I, or us, like we've been doing for the past 8 years. But, I guess what he meant was him and J-Pro should be doing shit there, because next thing I know, I find out that him and J-Pro are leasing the venue. And so I was like, oh, okay. So my initial reaction was, that's kind of weird that they didn't tell me about it, but that's all good. I was still excited until I actually talked to them, and until I talked to Avocado, and he was like, via Facebook, basically told me that, yeah, he'd love to have me at the spot, and he's glad that I'm excited about it, but that he'll no longer be requiring my services as a host. And I was like, oh, okay. Damn. Yeah, I was like, that's let me right there.
But let me ask this. So, since you brought up Avocado and J Pro, what is the existence of Fresh Coast Media? Wasn't that all of y'all?
Fresh Coast Media. Well, I mean, the Fresh Coast has been all of us, and we were the King of the Dot West Coast staff since 2012. That's been how we've, that's been the team. Also there's other members as well. Shout out Malachion. Shout out DJ Smokey Martinez. Shout, all those dudes are a part of it. Shout out Prof Nasty. That was KOTD West. Now, Fresh Coast Media Group was a company that was formed in order to facilitate the whole ether situation, as well as us having our own company that we would work in conjunction. Like, we could do things with King of the Dot, we could do things with Film On. Now, Fresh Coast Media Group at the moment is no longer an active company, so you know what I mean. So that's but the Fresh Coast as an entity is still larger. Is larger than just Fresh Coast Media Group.
Okay.
That whole Fresh Coast Media shit was confusing as fuck to me anyway.
Yeah, no, it was basically just a technicality. It was just done. It was because we needed to have an actual business name in order to get the contracts popping that we did. So that's the only reason that shit really even came to existence. You know, it was kind of a trick, you know what I mean? But it was necessary in order for us to operate as a legitimate business and to get paid. We had to create an LLC, and that was the name of it. And you know, it's funny, the name Fresh Coast Media Group came from me like trying to find an available website and email address. And I was like, okay, I really wanted freshcoastmedia.com. That was already taken. So then I got Fresh Coast Media Group, and that's really where it spawned from.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're not for as of right now, you're not thinking that you got other endeavors. Are you fucking with Don't Flop? You and y'all cool? Not cool? What?
We're definitely cool. Like me, and I are very cool. But no, I don't think that's gonna. That's not anything that's been discussed as of now. I've had a lot of different leagues reach out to me already. A lot of different leagues, including leagues that, you know, I really respect and you can't copy the respect of and all that shit. You know, I've talked to a lot of people.
Oh, really?
Now I'm kind of, yeah, but at the end of the day, it would have to be it would have to be a situation that made sense for all parties involved, and it's not something that I want to jump the gun or rush into or feel particularly pressured to rush into at this point, because really I want to make sure I know that my next move, whatever I do next, whatever I show the world next, has to be presented properly and has to be at the utmost quality, or else people are not going to fuck with it. I feel like right now I have a lot of people rocking with me, a lot of people that had been doubting me for a while, flipping the script and now coming back on board and realizing where my head's at, where my intentions are at, and I think that's a really positive thing, and I just want to make sure whenever I do come out next, whoever I'm aligned with and whatever the situation is the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Okay. Might see motherfucking you running URL West. I mean, we'll know. We'll see.
No. You're not. You're probably not gonna. I think KG and my homeboy Floss are doing an incredible job thus far of running URL West, and I think that's going to continue to grow, and I support them fully. And just like I support King of the Dot, I don't want it to look at, you know, it's not no situation where King of the Dot are enemies now or anything like that. We're just all growing and growing. Yeah, I got you. Got young baby Caddy in the building right now. He's trying to eat some candy. What you got, bro?
Hey, Lush.
Yeah, this dude, by the way, this dude, shout out my nephew Elijah Blue, baby Cadillac Ron. That is the closest thing that anybody will see to Caddy is in right now. He is Caddy.
That shit about to be rough. That shit gotta be crazy. But yo, you know, I'm gonna let you go, man. You go ahead and do your duties.
Well, at least you let me know that I was let go, bro. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, I didn't really like that.
Damn.
I'm fucking with you. You know I got jokes, man. I'm always have jokes.
That's what it is. But yo, man, I'm gonna call you off and see what the fuck going on with you and shit.
Please do, man. Please, you know, you already know I fucks with the movement. And remember the last time I was on here? Remember the person I was talking about and what a weirdo he was?
Yeah, you what?
That fool's still a big ass. That fool is still a big ass weirdo.
What about that? Do you care to elaborate on what happened?
Nah, because I feel like if I do, it'll just, because it's not really my business, like, to speak on that. Like, but I just know that. But all I know is if you do a little bit of research about what happened at their last event, you'll find out some funny ass shit. And by the way, I want to say I fuck with John the long way. That's always been my folks. So I didn't even know that John was affiliated or that Petty was his investor like that. I didn't even realize what the situation was.
Oh, you're talking about Chris Petty.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about when I said, because that's what last time I was on the
show. Oh God. Are we really? We're not gonna do that.
Hold on, Wayne. Don't say anything. Hold on, Wayne. So you're saying something happened to Chris Petty at the last bullpen event?
Oh
Absolutely.
shit.
Oh, did he get beat up or something?
Yes.
Oh wow.
He said yes.
Something like that. Like I said, it's not really my business. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I didn't put hands on him, but I heard a lot of goofy ass shit.
Yo, I heard Milltown Blow went there trying to fight Trez.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know too much about like the details. I know that some of the names that you mentioned might be able to give you more insight into this situation and into Petty's goofiness and like shit. He in 10 minutes made moves that trumped the stupidity of my entire career, like at their last event. So
wow.
Was he high?
That's whatever though. Once again, this is not to disrespect John in any way, because he's my folks and it's got nothing to do with him. If anything, he's just working with an investor who's and jugging and getting his money the way he's got to. But
that's crazy. Well, yo, hey, Lush, I'm gonna be in contact with you. You heard?
All right, for sure. Shout out Denny Meyer. Shout out Disaster. West motherfucking Coast. Fresh, we up in this. Bang bang.
Easy.
Already.
Fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking heads, man.
Angry Fan movement is the movement to move with.